Thank you, thank you.
I thought, can't wait to be the president. I was collecting all the checks as usual.
Oh, great, they're doing a great job, I'm sure.
And here is the interview.
How are you? Good to see you.
Here's a very special host. You have Keith Hayes.
How are you?
He is the first British Indian, longest British Indian serving in the House of Commons for 35 years.
Nice.
And now
Very
he
good.
is a host, radio host for Leica Radio.
Thank you so much for doing this.
It's my pleasure.
You are very busy.
So where does, in Britain this airs?
No, it's British and all the NRIs he's captured
Around the world.
around the world.
Great.
And Leica,
Well, where should I,
Have a seat.
Leica is owned by a Sri Lankan Tamil,
Okay.
Subhash, and he flew in from London to come in today and he's flying out tomorrow.
great to
He
hear.
is a great fan of yours.
I've only interviewed two people live, you and Amita Bachchan.
Oh, nice. Oh, in good
May I
company.
stick this
Thank you, thank you. Yeah,
Thank
he's a legend, obviously. We were in London earlier this summer.
As you are.
We had a good dinner with, we visited the Parliament actually.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, we had a nice time with Rishi Sunak and.
Well, I brought this for
dinner
your
with him.
youngest son.
Oh, that's so kind. That's really nice. You know, we did not get this despite going. Actually.
Oh my goodness.
So that's a perfect memorabilia for the year. I love that.
This is for you, little notebook.
Oh, thank you. That's very
You
kind
write
of
your
you.
memoirs in there, not that
That's
you're
very
writing them
kind.
yet.
That's very kind. Oh my goodness. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Wonderful.
We'll leave this. Leave this.
Down there. My very special guest today is one of the most dynamic figures in US public life, Vivek Ramasamy. Harvard and Yale educated entrepreneur, biotech pioneer, and a best-selling author of Woke Inc. and The Nation of Victims. He founded Reinvent Sciences, a biotech company once valued at over $7 billion, becoming a household name during his 2024 run for the US presidency. He stepped down from the campaign to endorse Donald Trump. Now he's running for the state of Ohio as the governor. That state is America's bellwether state and one of the most fiercely contested swing states, having backed the winning presidential candidate in 29 out of the 31 elections. He's bringing national recognition and big ideas to a state that often decides the direction of American politics. Vivek Ramasamy, welcome to the program.
It's great to be here. How are you?
I'm very well. You're now running for governor of Ohio with the endorsement of President Trump and the Ohio Republican Party. Why are you running when you've been such a phenomenally successful businessman? Why are you going into politics?
Well, look, I'm 40 years old. I have lived the American dream at a level that my parents would have never imagined when they came to this country 45 plus years ago. And I'm guided by gratitude. You think about the gifts that this country has allowed me and my family to enjoy. This is my chance to pass that on to my kids and to their generation. And I believe there's a lot more we're able to do even at the state level than you could do as being one of 100 in Washington, D.C. and the Senate or anything else. I'm an executive, I'm an entrepreneur at heart. I do think we need people with an entrepreneurial attitude in office. And so I hope to bring that outsider perspective to help set a standard for the rest of the country in an area where Ohio can lead, like education, like excellence in the classroom, like even economic development. A lot of people don't know this, but Ohio was the state that led the first industrial revolution. I think we're entering a second industrial revolution now, the AI era, the quantum computing era. And I want our state to be the state that not just follows great states like California or Texas or Florida or New York, but I want us to be the state that now leads the way under my leadership, and that's a big part of why I'm in this.
Now, your predecessors as governor, Mike DeWine and John Cash, left different political legacies. What are the key things that you want to change? 3 key things that you want to change when you're elected.
Well, look, I think they've done a lot well, so I want to give credit where credit is due. Ohio is one of the best states in the Midwest. But my goal is a little different than goals of past governors. I don't just want to lead Ohio to be the better state in our region. I want to lead Ohio to be the top state in the country, to raise a young family, to grow a business, to give our kids that world-class education that I believe is their birthright as an American. And I think the number one thing that's different maybe with my leadership is that level of ambition. I'm not a career politician. I'm a businessman. I think I'd be one of the youngest, if not the youngest governors in the history of Ohio as a state. And I want to bring that entrepreneurial and, dare I say, even youthful energy to be able to aim for more than just regional leadership, I want to aim for national and even international leadership.
In no particular order, does your Indian heritage matter to you in your political outlook?
Well, look, your background shapes your perspectives, right? Your experience is an inherent part of who you are. And the fact that my parents came to this country as immigrants, legally, the right way, the fact that they didn't come with much, but that they worked hard, played by the rules, instilled in us the value of education starting at a young age, absolutely that affects my outlook. And what I want is for every kid who grows up in Ohio and in the country to enjoy those same gifts. And so, I'm filled with immense gratitude as the son of Indian immigrants, and also as a practicing Hindu, as somebody who's proud of the value set that I was raised in, to be able to use that to pass on the values that I think make this country great. And that's a big part of what motivates me.
India is now America's 9th largest trading partner, with a bilateral trade exceeding 191 billion in 2022. What can we do to increase that international awareness of the relationship? It's a special relationship.
That's a great fact that you just shared right there. I mean, it's the two largest democracies in the world's oldest democracy, and I would say the world's most important democracy. Those are India and the U.S. respectively. Of course, have a special relationship, leading the way through self-governance. Of course, former British colonies, but each rising in their own right. So I think it's a beautiful thing. And one of the things I want to see for the United States of America is for us to once again set the standard for the world in educational achievement, in technological and scientific advancement. That's been us for most of our national history. That's helped lift up a lot of those who have emulated to be like the United States. I want us to occupy that position again.
In 2024, you had an electorate campaign, and you fought for the nomination with people like Donald Trump, Ron DeSantis, and Nikki Haley. Was there anything you took away from that campaign? It was your first major campaign.
Oh, absolutely. I would say countless learnings. And, I think it was the experience of a lifetime. When you think about that, at the age of 37, I was a no-name political figure. I wasn't even a political figure. Youngest person ever to run for president as a Republican in U.S. history. Started with not 0% in the polls, but even no name ID. Most people didn't know my name, let alone ability to even pronounce it correctly. And the fact that in 10, 11 short months, I was able to outperform multiple former governors, senators, and even a vice president of the United States in that short race shows what's possible in this country. So the number one thing I learned is that this is the nation where anything is possible. And I think that's what we have to embrace. And I think constructive learnings for things that I would hopefully, learn and do even better in the future as well, of course. But the number one thing I took away is if you dream it in this country, you do your job, you play by the rules, anything's possible in the United States of America.
Now, during that campaign, you spoke of bureaucratic waste.
Yeah.
Do you still think that there is a lot of waste at central and local government?
Yes. Yes is the answer to that question. There's no doubt about it. We are in the middle of a national debt problem in the United States of America. And a big part of that is government overspending. You think about it federal, you think about it state, you think about it at local, all of the above. Now, where I'm going to be able to be effective, I hope, is bringing a common sense approach, a reasoned approach to making sure that the state tax dollars are spent in the way that actually generate the highest ROI for the citizens who actually live there. And to me, that isn't about Republicans versus Democrats. This isn't about left versus right. This is about up versus down. It's about right versus wrong. And we're choosing up, we're choosing right for the state of Ohio.
Now, you were born in Cincinnati, a city with deep manufacturing roots, as you've said, and cultural diversity. Give me one item that makes it really special to you.
Cincinnati. Well, it's interesting. If you go a 100-mile radius of where I grew up, I grew up in Southwest Ohio. My dad worked at GE. My mom took care of nursing home patients around Southwest Ohio. You draw a 100-mile radius of where I grew up, you've got a cross-section of the United States of America. So you go to Texas or Florida, you draw that circle, you've got a cross-section of Texas or Florida. That's what makes Ohio special. And we're also a state that had the leading states in the country in steel production, in glass production, in rubber production, consumer products capital of the world. That was Cincinnati. I want to bring that sense of leadership, that sense of actually being at the frontier once again. Ohio was the first frontier for the United States of America, and I think it's going to be, hopefully under my leadership, the next frontier for the United States as well.
Right, last few questions. President Trump and Vice President Vance have both recently visited the United Kingdom to strengthen relations between our two countries. When are you planning to visit?
You know what? I just went to the United Kingdom earlier this summer myself.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah, I did, and had a great meeting. We toured Parliament. We had a chance to meet a number of leaders across the country. I enjoyed a dinner with Rishi Sunak when we were in town as well. It was great to get to know him better, as well as other MPs. And so, that's a visit I've made many times, and I expect to continue to be making many more times to come.
Do you have any specific message to the people of the United Kingdom about this special relationship?
I think we clearly have a shared value set, a shared heritage, not to mention, of course, the shared language. But you think about the tradition of John Locke, you think about the intellectual tradition that spawned even the Enlightenment thought that eventually led to the motivation and inspiration that led the American founders to set the United States of America to motion. A lot of those roots did begin in England, and I think that those roots run deep. It is a long-standing special relationship, and I think it's something that both the United States and the United Kingdom should be grateful for as we move forward.
Last two questions. Education, very important to you, changed your life.
Yeah.
Do you have a specific policy for education to bring down the cost for young people of how much they have to pay?
Well, look, I do think that costs can come down in education. I mean, you think about a UK to US analogy. I mean, the reality is that in the UK, you can get a 3-year bachelor's degree, and even my home state of Ohio, or most states in the United States, would recognize it as a full accreditation. Well, I think the United States should take a long, hard look at 3-year bachelor's degrees ourselves as well. But those are tactical. I think the more important issue related to education is increasing the effectiveness of achievement. I mean, right now, 75% of 8th graders in the US are not proficient in math. The average student in China is a full 4 years ahead of the average student here. That's unacceptable. And I'm going to take responsibility for turning that ship around, both in Ohio and, dare I say, for the United States of America by setting a standard in Ohio. And that's what I'm going to do.
Final question. I myself spent 32 years as a UK MP, and I know the pressures on family and the sacrifices that you have to make. You and your wife, Dr. Apurva, have 2 young sons, Kartik and Arjun. You're going to need their support.
Yeah.
Are you aware of the pressures, the huge pressures that are...
I mean, having run for president, we saw it all. But I would say that I'm married to a hero. She's a throat surgeon who saves lives on a daily basis. One of the bravest, most courageous people you will ever meet in your life. That's Apurva. We're raising our 2 sons, and God willing, hopefully soon to be, our 3rd is a daughter. We're expecting early next year.
Congratulations.
And so we don't look at this in terms of work-life balance. We look at it in terms of an integrated shared project as a family to give back to the country that gave us so much. We're all in it together, and to tell you the truth, it's actually brought us even closer together in many ways to have this shared project that we're working on.
Vivek Ramasamy, it's been a huge honour and pleasure having you on the programme. We always ask our special guests to choose a song that is special to them and dedicated to someone special. Which song would you like to choose, and to whom would you like to dedicate it to?
There's a classical music piece called Rondo alla Turca. I used to play it growing up, and I'd like to dedicate it to my piano teacher, Marianne Jordan, who's a woman who's a great woman who had a great impact on my life. She lost her husband earlier this year, but she's gone through a difficult grieving process. But I saw her at my 40th birthday recently. She played the piano for me, a beautiful happy birthday that she surprised me with, and I guess I'll dedicate this song to her.
We will play that as soon as we finish the programme. Thank you so much for joining us, and best wishes from all the listeners of Leica Radio. Would you give greetings to our listeners?
Well, you guys are clearly listening to the right stuff here. All the best, and come visit the United States of America and visit us in Ohio.
We will. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you. Could we have a shake hands picture?
Sure.
Then your public await you.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
Thank you very much.
Have some tea.
Oh, wonderful. I'll have a sip of this.
Don't forget
Can't say no to that.
Don't forget the teddy bear.
Thank you.